on in the 13 days till Halloween countdown. Now, although this is a very entertaining mask, I think it would be silly for me to come out of the gate with something I got from Dollarama. Although, it's cute, I guess. Now, let's get ourselves nice and comfortable. Grab yourselves a nice spooky Halloween glass. A nice vodka, water, whatever it is you want, Halloween candy, anything. And let's dive into today's spooky story. Perfect. Cheers. This glass is way too pretty for this look, let me tell you. But I am so glad it's Halloween again because I love Halloween on this channel. And I think you're going to be very interested in a lot of the stories that I have for you this month. And in this 13 days till Halloween episode 1, day 13. So the story that I'm telling you about today actually doesn't have too much information behind it because it is super old. Not much is known about Patrick Stump, our main character here, and most that is known may not even be necessarily true. But the primary source for Stump's case comes from a 16-page pamphlet that had been published in London in 1590. So that's why this information is going to be, a little hit or miss, but still interesting nonetheless. Now, this pamphlet was called The Damnable Life and Death of Stub Peter, the text of which can actually be read online. The pamphlet itself was translated from its original print in German, and no copies have actually ever been found. So take it all as a grain of salt, as they should have in his case. But we're gonna get there. So there are 2 surviving copies of the English version discovered by occultist Montague Summers which is, that's a bit of a shame, really. So Stump was actually a wealthy farmer and an assumed widower with 2 children, a girl and a boy. He was admired by the village for his overall success and friendliness. However, the villagers began to suspect that there was a werewolf in their midst. Right here. When local livestock began turning up dead. So the carcasses of the very unfortunate animals were torn apart and their entrails were left around them. So it was no longer after this that women and children began disappearing as well. Some of these people turned up mutilated like the livestock, but then others were never seen from again. So of course people in the town were fearful. What is going on? Why are all of our animals just turning up, ripped apart? And now sadly, the townsfolk. While it's unclear why Stump became the prime suspect to the villagers, however, there had been some explanation offered over throughout the years. So, one explanation concerns his mistress, said to be a distant relative of Stump's. In addition to being considered incestuous, Stump's mistress may have had a husband or a lover who had spread the werewolf rumors. So essentially, he was banging a cousin, and his cousin's husband was like, "Ew, let's get this guy murdered in a creative way," I guess. He was also, he was gross, clearly. He was also known for potentially, suspected of having an incestuous relationship with his daughter, and his son was said to be the product of this relationship. So he was just dirty, gross man. These accusations were likely destroying his relationship throughout Bedburg, and could have added fuel to the accusations of him being a werewolf. He was very unliked because he nasty, So a likely account that he was falsely accused of being a werewolf for political reasons is also a potential rumor. Stump was thought of to be a Protestant convert, and the trial could have been a way for him to be persecuted from this. But a major piece of what was seemingly damned evidence against him was his missing left hand. The werewolf was thought to be missing a paw, so as they're looking for this animal, a paw is missing, but a man in town is walking around without a hand. Gotta be that guy, right? Gotta be. And so there wasn't exactly eyewitnesses of this werewolf. It was that when trying to capture the werewolf, a paw had gotten trapped and left behind instead of the actual werewolf's body. And Stump was missing the corresponding hand. However, it was lost, likely, again, it's the 1500s, years before. However, the timing of the injury was conveniently ignored in order to find evidence against him. So people were just like, this man be creepy, And I get it. I get that. So Stump was captured in 1589 after a group of men and their hounds had tracked down the werewolf and trapped it. Somehow, however, this system.